How do I even start this? Hold on. I'm gonna bring this forward. Okay. I'm gonna start with this. The tale of two headlines. I'm so sick of the race thing. All right. And I don't even like reading this. White man kills Asian woman. White supremacy haunting Asian Americans. Race, race, race. Two black girls kill an Asian Muslim man. The girls assaulted Uber Eats driver, which led an accident where he was fatally injured. It's ridiculous. This tweet from CNN got blasted. Rightly so. Because it's so sick that their narrative is so one-sided. It's so obvious. If you pay attention at all, which most people don't. Most people aren't paying attention. Most people are busy working or dealing with relationship drama or trying to survive on this planet, which is tough. Living. Life sucks sometimes. It does. It's not easy. Most people can't handle this stuff because it's dramatic and they push it down your throat that it's like the worst thing in the world. But it's double-sided. Honestly, it's ridiculous. And then we have this whole white supremacy thing, right? It's from Matt Walsh here. Almost every video of an anti-Asian assault has one thing in common. It's not a white person doing it. I agree. You know who's doing it? I'm sorry, I have to swear here. Assholes. I'm sorry. But that's who's doing it. I don't care what race they are. Because I've seen different races doing it. It doesn't matter. They're people that are terrible people. All right? That are going to a lower freaking mind state to attack others out of hate. I don't care what race they are. Period. Okay? That's what people need to be focused on, not race. They're racists. Sure, absolutely. They're choosing to attack someone based on race. Okay, that person's a racist. It should read, racist man attacks this person. Take the race off the freaking beginning of that. Wrong adjective. Racist person attacks specific race. Sure, I'll accept that because that's the truth of the matter. I'm not going to show this video that Matt Walsh was showing because it's terrible. It's a vicious attack. And then there's another attack on the subway. Andy No posted this. And now the NYPD's looking for this. The New York subway system is nuts. I almost got slashed by a razor. Okay? And I'm not going to tell you this man's race, but he was racist. A racist man walked up to me and stood on my shoe. I was wearing brand new sneakers. Okay? They were like really clean and white. He looked me right in the eye and stood on my, stepped all slow on my shoe with dirt on his mud. And he was looking at me. He's like, "What are you going to do, white boy?" And I looked in his hand. I was sitting and he was standing. And he had a razor blade in his hand. And I was like, "Are you going to cut me because I'm wearing new shoes?" And he's like, "What are you going to do?" And I just said nothing. And then he got off the train. But my heart was racing. And you know what? He was a racist. It doesn't matter what color skin he was. He was simply being racist because I was a white person wearing new shoes. Okay? Does that mean I'm going to like anyone who shares his skin color, I'm going to now say all of them they must all be racist? No, I've experienced racism too. Who cares? It doesn't mean that I'm going to equate it to everyone else. It's ridiculous. This stuff happens, and guess what? They're just simply racists. Yeah, racists exist. I agree. I believe that.
Division of the New York Police Department.
Gosh. So that story that I started with. All right, the one that I started. This one. CNN reported on it. CNN, of course, had the double standard there. So the DC mayor. Read this. This is the article I was referencing earlier. Check this out. DC Mayor Bowser yanks tweet calling carjacking crime of opportunity after furious backlash. Rightly so. Washington, D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser deleted a tweet advising district residents how to avoid auto thefts after it was met with intense backlash and accusation that its timing was tone deaf. Quote, auto theft is a crime of opportunity. Follow these steps to reduce the risk of your vehicle becoming a target. Remember the motto, hashtag protect your auto. Bowser wrote in a since-deleted tweet, which offered viewers tips for ensuring their car won't be targeted by criminals. Some claim the timing of Bowser's tweet was in poor taste, given the multiple carjackings that took place in the district last week. Mohammed Anwar, a 66-year-old Uber Eats driver, was fatally flung from his vehicle last Tuesday after two teenage girls, aged 13 and 15, flipped it while allegedly attempting to steal it. Graphic video of the incident went viral. Two teenage boys, aged 13 and 14, were arrested in another carjacking incident last Thursday. As the Daily Wire reported of Anwar's death, and then it's written here, basically the details of it, they used a stun gun against him and stole his car before causing it to flip. And the video is very, very hard to watch. Incidents of the carjacking have skyrocketed in Washington, D.C. during the past year, with rates more than doubling in 2020 compared to 2019. Homicides have also reached a 15-year high in the nation's capital, for which Bowser is lobbying hard to become a state. As the Washingtonian reported last December, following the shooting death of a 1-year-old, 187 people have been killed in D.C. this year, making the city's homicide count the highest it's been since 2005. The most recent death was last night's fatal shooting of a 1-year-old boy near the Prince George County's border after someone opened fire on a car occupied by the child. That means there's already been a 20% increase in homicides in D.C. The year isn't even over yet. While overall crime is down 18%, mostly due to reductions in sex abuse and general theft, numbers from some other violations have risen. Assault from a dangerous weapon is up 5%, and motor vehicle theft has jumped 47%. Okay. What do you notice from that article? What do you notice from that article? What is it? I'll tell you right away. They didn't mention race one time. One time. Now, people will say, well, technically, the CNN article they weren't, okay, yeah, but they murdered the man. They were stealing his car and killed him. Fatally injured. They killed the man. And then they're allowed to post white supremacy and hate are haunting Asian Americans. No, it's not. It's racism. And guess what? Anyone can be a racist. I don't care what color skin you are. If you're judging other people based on their skin, you're a racist. Period. That's it. That's what a racist is. You're judging others based on, I'm sure there's other things other than just skin, but in these instances, that's what they're basing it on. It's ridiculous. So the Daily Wire comes out. This is a well-written article. It's the truth. It's exactly what happened. It's not entering race into the situation. I appreciate that. That's what I want to see. Right? That's what we need. Morgan Freeman, in a famous interview, said, look, how do we deal with racism? And he goes, you stop calling me a black man, I'll stop calling you a white man. Good. That's it. Right. There's one race, humans. Human race. That's it. We're all human beings. We all have emotional problems. We all have stuff to deal with. Right? Period. I don't know how many times I got to say this. I'm going to have to keep saying it. It's ridiculous. God. I'm so over this conversation. People just want to keep being angry. Why do people like being angry? Do you like being angry? I don't want to be angry. Life sucks when you're angry. Life is so much better when you're happy and positive. Right? Someone asked me yesterday on stream. I was streaming. Someone asked, if you were to give someone or give the world advice, what would it be? And I thought about it for a while. And I came up with this. Don't let yourself be a victim. right? Because being a victim, and there are victims out there, absolutely. There's crimes, there's sexual abuse, there's many ways to become a victim, okay? But that's an outside source making you a victim, which it sucks, always, rightly so. But there's a point in which you make yourself a victim. And right now, the news, the Democrats, they're weaponizing victimhood. They're convincing people you're a victim. And then they're going, yeah, I'm a victim. That's them making themselves victims. So my advice is don't let yourself become a victim. Don't be a victim. All right? If you're allowing yourself to be a victim, that's because someone victimized you, or someone told you that someone victimized you, or you told yourself that someone victimized you, and you stayed there. You didn't do anything to fight out of that hole, okay? Don't victimize yourself, okay? It'll happen from other people, and that sucks. Prepare for that, okay? Don't victimize yourself.